The ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by LABATT Blue Light. I can't believe what is going on here, man. I cannot believe it. Listen to my voice. Listen to your voice. Look at you. Look at me. I can barely open my eyes, dude. These two cities
I'm down bad.
These two cities are absolutely ragdolling us. And the Panthers, man, I mean, we went off on them last episode, and we're probably going to have to do it again because, geez Louise, boys, you're falling asleep at the wheel. Now, let me say this. We're going to get into all the ins and outs of this game, but we got to talk about some news, dude.
Little news.
Like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, the league don't sleep,
it's the finals, dude. Leave me alone with the news.
It's
until
crazy.
Until the cup is won.
Absolutely crazy that this shit is happening. First and foremost, Pascal Vincent gets gassed by the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, after everything that went on with them, they have Babs as their coach, which feels like a decade ago, by the way.
Yeah, my God.
He gets gassed, PV gets slid in, and, they have the season that they have, and then, bang, there you go, he's fired. Line A is demanding a trade. Like, the Pets' heads are falling off in Columbus, dude.
And it sucks because right at a time when And they're not the Ducks, Dan, or Montreal, some of these other teams that I really am like, oh, my God, a ton of young talent. I'm expecting them to take a huge leap coming full in the immediate future. But with a kid like my literal blood relative son, Adam Fantilli, you just hate this turmoil to start his career. Like, why, dude? Like, this is right when you and there's a lot of mistakes, a lot of lies told around this table, a lot of mistakes made. So it's like
there've been a lot of lies around this tabletop. Like, that's what's going on in Columbus.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not anyone's one thing's fault, but just like, what the dude? I'm upset. I guess that's what it is. I'm upset, and maybe these are changes for the better, and it's creating the stability that I'm craving for the kid. But holy hell, dude, you look at the way some guys are brought into the league with wonderful mentors, both behind the bench and on the ice. And then you look at what Adam's been going through, and it pisses me off. It pisses me right off.
I get you, dude. And it's like, I don't even know what you hope for at this point with the consistency, with trying to restart things, because I think the Blue Jackets have an unbelievable fan base. I think they've got a barn that
sell
people
out the
love
barn every game.
Yeah, like, people love going to those games. They've got this good environment, this hockey environment, and yet it's just disaster city down there. So, like, when you keep doing this, you are rotating through coach after coach after coach there. It's like Gaudreau goes there. I think he's had like 4 coaches since he's shown up in Columbus. It's insane. So, yeah, you hope that they right the ship eventually, because it's just like, this ain't it, dude. This is not how you keep any sort of happiness or consistency. And it's no wonder a guy like Line A is like, get me out of here.
Yeah, right. You said it all. We'll see what happens. Pulling for those fans, because I know they love that squad.
Yeah. Next bit of news: Quinn Hughes' boy stays home. Philip Hronek signs an 8-year deal to stay in Vancouver. What do you think this means for, like, the team, their trajectory, trying to get back into the playoffs, making a great run? What does it mean for Elias Lindholm? Like, is he definitely gone now? But that was the big one. Like, they got Zadorov that were like, what's going on with that? Is he going to come back? But Hronek was the big one, and they lock him up to keep him with Quinn forever.
7.25, right? AAV.
Yep.
Great number in my opinion. For both parties, really.
Yep.
What I don't get, Dan, is this always happens. I feel like this always happens with every team except the one I root for. where's all the money coming from, dude? Like everybody was like, oh, they sign they don't sign, but like they get Lindholm. Petey's definitely gone because they can't afford everybody. And then they're like, Petey, boom, 100-year contract. Hronek, boom, 100-year contract. Everybody, look, boom, take one. And who wants to play for the Canucks? And I'm like, sick, dude. You're building a squad, but I just don't understand. Did they rob a bank, dude? Is the cap going up to 120 mil and no one knows in the league except for the Canucks? So it's sick, but I'm like, fucking Christ. And it's, again, I think it's a great deal. It's a great deal. He's a great player. That blue line is fucking sturdy as hell right now.
Yeah,
but
it is.
I want to see the cap breakdown, though.
Yeah, it's super interesting, especially if they find a way to keep Zadorov, because I think that's a huge guy that they should keep around. I love this move for a bunch of reasons. I think Hronek has played fantastic. It's so sick that he's had the year he's had. He's found a great home there. And for me, this is the Devon Taves to Quinn Hughes' Cale Makar. Like, getting this guy who's just a perfect Robin to Quinn Hughes' Batman. He's such a strong player. He had such a great year. It's good to see him get rewarded. This goes back to, I've said it a number of times, man, if you're Gustav Forsling's agent, you've got to be fired at this point. Like, watching all these guys sign these deals, and Goose is like a top 4 defenseman in the NHL, and he signed for like under 5.5. It's like
how many more
under
years
6
does he have left on that?
Oh, he signed it this year, dude. Forsling re-signed this year for 8 years, I believe.
Oh, it was 8 though. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, is that it? What's the number?
Yeah, bro. 8 years, 575.
575. Yeah, I was like, it's under 6. Yeah.
Oh,
unbelievable. Bro. So super happy for Hronek, very happy for Quinn and the Canucks. Like, honestly, to me, CP, it's like that was a big one where you go, we had a great year. Look at Calgary, dude. After that crazy Calgary year where Tkachuk popped off, Lindholm popped off, like they had an amazing year. Johnny popped off, and it was like Calgary was like, we're gonna be right back. And then Tkachuk was like, I'm out, dude. Johnny was like, I'm out too. There was a world where Vancouver has this amazing year and Petey doesn't re-sign, Hronek leaves, Zadorov leaves, and you're in a nightmare scenario, but Petey re-signs, now Hronek re-signs, hopefully they get Zadorov, and they're like, we are running it back. So like the boys believe that's a huge thing.
Isn't it crazy, Dan, how coming into this year, we were like, the Canucks might be in blow it up territory.
Yeah.
Because it's not working. They're good on paper. It's not working. And all these guys, Petey wants out. Everybody's trying to go. Yep. And then like you blink, they're the 1 seed. Everybody's staying. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Winnipeg in a way too, where we were both being like, Helly's gone.
Yeah.
Shifley's gone.
Dude, totally.
And I'm like, what a year, boys. So yeah, it was fucking kind of a sick spin.
Totally. Okay, and now the last bit of news, the biggest bit of news. We were only 6 months early with our predictions, Chris, but
yeah,
we finally got one of the goalie moves, dude. Unbelievable. Jacob Markstrom traded to the New Jersey Devils after the whole runaround. After all of the we thought he was going to go, we knew he was going to go. There was rumors of him going to Jersey, and then it fell through. He's now officially a New Jersey Devil. He has been traded to the Devils for Kevin Ball and a 2025 first overall pick. Or first rounder. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm so fucking noodle brained right now.
You're
I'm falling apart.
Waffled, bro.
I'm falling apart.
Pick top 10 protected. So the Devils obviously feel like with a goalie they will be in the playoffs and not in the fucking lottery. But just in case all goes to hell, pick top 10 protected. Dan, Markstrom is a great goalie. He really is. He wanted out. He made that very clear. The Devils, we felt like, were one of a handful of teams that were truly one goalie away from being very, very, very competitive. The Devils have a lot of players in-house in the netminder position that can be that tandem backup thing. I don't know who they're going to roll with, whether it's Ahsoka Tano, whether it's Vitek, whatever.
Dawes, like they've got
Dawes. Yeah.
Now.
So it's like they'll have that competition and figure that out. I'm talking straight up, they needed a 1A goalie. They went and got him. Now, we actually just met a dude. Oh, fuck, I forget his name, Dan. We just saw that kid on the street the other day who's the Devils guy.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about goalies?
Total homie.
Yeah, Mike, maybe? Anyway, if you're listening, Mike, we were talking about goalies. And we were saying I'm going after Lindholm, I'm going after Ullmark or Saros. And he brought up Markstrom, and we were both like, listen, Markstrom's got 2 years left, Dan. Does that sound right? I think he has 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah, I believe so.
So you've got a little term there, which is great. But, and I'm on record multiple times. I think this Devils team, I keep saying 3. I shouldn't even put this on the air. I keep saying 3, but like I think this Devils team could win 2 cups over the next 10 years. Like they have a great core. I think so many of these young kids are going to continue to develop. I think Keefe will have success there. If I could grab an Ullmark or a Saros who's a little bit younger, because Markstrom's 34, dude.
Yeah.
So if I could grab one of those guys a little bit younger, I'm 100% doing it. And I think we had said either on air or to each other, it's not Markstrom for me. That's my fallback target. Just because of the age and whatever.
I agree.
The only thing I'll say, though, now seeing the deal right in front of my eyes, a 2025 top 10 protected first rounder and Ball is not bad to give up for a Markstrom. Because if it was coming to Boston for Ullmark, I was demanding, dude, like a pick, Mercer, Casey, like there were some fucking heavy name. And again, I'm fucking talking out of my ass, but I'm just saying, like, if you were going to get a Saros or an Ullmark, you were going to give up some shit. And I don't really think they gave up a lot of shit here.
I agree. With age considered, and then also performance on the ice. Let's call it what it is. Contracts, age considered, performance on the ice. I thought Markstrom was the third best option there.
Yep.
Personally, I think I go Ullmark, Saros, Markstrom. I know a lot of people would flop Ullmark and Saros there. This return would not be enough for Ullmark or Saros. Like, just simply no way. It's interesting to see, and you never know. We don't know if New Jersey is on Ullmark's 16 list. We don't know if that's a place where he wouldn't have had a say, and if he did, if he'd be down to go there. So we don't even know if that was an option. Same deal with Saros, but it feels like this is. Did they just get better in net? Yes, absolutely. They just got better in net, and this is going to be huge for that team. They got the third best option of those 3 that are available, from what we understand. And, good for you. You guys got a goalie, but it's huge that they got that goalie and they still have this 10th overall pick. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they didn't have to give up Holtz. They didn't have to give up Seamus Casey. They didn't have to give up Dawson Mercer or their 10th overall pick, and they got Markstrom. I'm like very surprised, and that's a huge play by Fitz, dude. Like that, if you're a Devils fan, you are fucking thrilled with what just happened. Thrilled.
Agreed.
If you're a Calgary fan, I think that you're a little upset. I think Ball's a great player. He's really, really young. The Devils are so fucking stacked on D. That's why they're very happy to give up a guy like Ball to get that much better in net. So you get a good player, you get a first round pick. Sure, like great, but like I'm kind of like, damn, dude. Like I thought you were gonna get more. It's a big move, and I wonder too. It's also, man, I can't remember the last time trades like this, like monster trades, are being made in the middle of the Stanley Cup final. Like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even know this was allowed. Like, straight up, like, is this legal? Because, like,
dude, we were saying that earlier. Because I'm like,
if you're the Panthers or if you're the Edmonton Oilers, like, you're not allowed to make trades right now. I don't think. And like,
what if you wanted a goalie?
What if you wanted
you're like,
Markstrom?
I wanted Markstrom. Like,
fuck. You're like, what the fuck, dude? So this is crazy, and it makes me think now, like, fuck, dude. We're coming up 10 days or less than that from the draft here. Like, free agency is going to be right around the corner from that, and we've got a guy like Ullmark and a guy like Saros who are probably going to get dealt, and now one of them just got dealt. So now it's like, holy fuck, the antenna's up, and I'm like, is Ullmark going to get traded tomorrow now? Like, this is insane, because those other teams that want a goalie. We've heard about Detroit, we've heard about Ottawa, we've heard about Carolina, like lot, LA, a lot of these teams that are like, we need a goalie. All of a sudden, this move gets made. One of those goalies is off the board. So, like, you got to make a move now. So this is fucking nuts, dude. Like, I can't believe it.
Dude, funny, just last thing on this, Dan. You just said something that sparked it for me. Cool to think about it from the goalies' POVs, too, because if you're an Ullmark or a Saros, and you believe what I believe, which I just said, I think the Devils are going to be really successful over the next decade, that would have been a cool place to go. Like, maybe if you're Ullmark, you're like, because I don't know that the Devils win a cup in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if with the Markstrom trade, they're like, we're winning the cup next season. I don't think that's the case. So I'm like, damn. They're going to have to do something else now because maybe you re-sign a 36-year-old Markstrom, but fuck, I don't know. So now I'm like, so now you got to have another plan in play to keep your run good. And if you're like an Ullmark, you're like, fuck, that should have been me, dude. I would have ridden out the next 5 years with you.
For sure.
Something like that, So interesting from their POV, too. That's a good team off the board.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, enough of this madness. Let's get into fucking Game 5, dude. Oh, my God.
Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck.
This episode of the Empty Netters podcast is brought to you by the cool, crisp, refreshing taste of LABATT Blue Light, our favorite beer in the world and hockey's favorite beer. And that is because each one of them is brewed with Canadian kindness. If you like that delicious taste of a light beer, no one is doing it better than LBL's. We drink them all the time. We've been on the road here going back and forth from Canada to Florida, watching this cup final. We're having some cold ones while we do it. And every single time we choose LABATT. It's delicious. It's refreshing. And like we said, it's just the best beer when you're watching some hockey. So next time you're cracking a cold one, make sure it's a LABATT Blue Light. Taking a quick break, babes, to talk about the industry leader in the game of hockey, and that is Bauer. For almost 100 years, Bauer has been the gold standard of hockey across the board, down the line. And when it comes to training, nobody has your back better than Bauer Hockey. It's unbelievable what they're doing for you. You are going to go to bauerhockey.com/training, and you're going to use the promo code EMPTY, EMPTY, and you're going to save on all of the shipping. And in there, they got the digital reactor dangler, and they got the digital slide board. If you're going to work on those mitts, those silky hands, you want to work on that stride and be galloping through the zone like a gazelle, you're going to need these two things to help you get to the next level. Whether you are starting out right now, whether you're a beer leaguer, or whether you're an elite level player, all of these things help you get to that next level and make sure that your game is in tip-top shape. Let Bauer be the ones to help you do it, and make sure that you're dripped out with all the best gear and all the best swag, because Bauer does it better than anyone else. All right, boys and girls, here we are. It felt like the script was in.
Yep.
Right? It felt like the Panthers beating the shit out of the Oilers. I know Oilers fans want to say, one of those first 3 games could have gone this way or that. No, it couldn't have. You're wrong. Panthers won all 3 of those games so clearly. Then we go into Game 4, and they get just fist fucked. And Oilers, Connor gets on the board. Connor's going, uh-oh. The boys are buzzing. 8-1 win. Absolute beatdown. But we saw the same thing with the Celtics and the Mavs. Mm-hmm. And then the Celtics went back to Boston, and they beat the shit out of the Mavs. And it truly, actually, with that one, hockey's way different. With that one, it felt like maybe Boston fucking tossed Game 4 so they could win at home.
Yeah.
Like, that really felt that way. So Celtics get their win, and we had Jason Tatum calling out Tkachuk. He was like, hey, Tkachuk, you're going home. Go get it done in 5, just like we did. Tkachuk goes Mark Messier and guarantees a fucking win.
And Tkachuk called out Tkachuk. Like, he was like, I will be better, because he hasn't really done. I know he's contributing in other ways, but he hasn't really done much in this series. So, yeah.
So the boys get back on home ice, and we're walking around, and, dude, you were cocky.
Oh, bro.
You were a cocky boy.
I was running my fucking mouth
and dude,
at the tailgate, dude.
It wasn't just you, man. It was like you were cocky. Merles was cocky. Grinnell was cocky. Biz was cocky. Pasha was cocky. Like, everyone was like, they have it. Florida has it.
I felt 5-0, dude.
I felt that they had it too. But I was like, everyone stay sharp, Florida fans. Like, if you are thinking you're going to get this, you got to stay sharp. This attitude is what cost you Game 4. So let's lock in here if you guys want to get this job done. What a disaster, dude. What a disaster start for the Florida Panthers. I am just so shocked that they start that game. First of all, they almost give up a goal in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they get a peeper. And I was like, holy shit. Like here, we talked a lot about last year, Vegas, Florida. Obviously there was the Tkachuk injury. There was a lot of shit going on, but we were like, if they get a goal here, this is going to have Vegas, Florida game 5 vibes. Like it's going to be like, well, good job, Oilers. You got your one win, but like, they're home now. Boom, they score. It's over. Not only do they not score, but Brandon Montour throws one of the laziest, most telegraphed D-to-D passes on the power play that gets picked off immediately by Connor fucking Brown.
Dan, I have a question for you, dude. Tell me if this. I'm going to give you a couple things, and you say good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waking up on a Sunday morning, hungover as hell, and your roommate has bought you a Gatorade and a breakfast burrito with bacon, and it's sitting there on the coffee table for you.
Do I have one of my favorite hot sauces readily available?
You do.
That right there, Chris, is a good thing.
Okay. Number 2. That was number 1.
Okay.
Number 2. You go to the beach with your friends, and you ask your buddy to block you, to put some block on, and he's a little lazy on the back. And you have like a complete Zorro sunburn that is scorching every time you try to sit back in your seat.
What is a Zorro sunburn?
The Z, because he was a little lazy on the spray.
Cool. You could have gone zebra there, like I had stripes.
Yeah, but
there's
no,
literally
he got
a
Zorro'd.
Z on my back. I got Zorro'd. That
Zorro'd.
is bad.
Okay. All right. That number 3. You are going to the bar and you're with your buddies, and you've actually been crushing workouts lately. Ooh. And you're actually now fitting a pair of jeans you haven't fit in a while, and you're like, oh god, I'm fucking firing. I look good. I feel good. And then you get to the bar, and like you girls are hitting on you because you're like, God, I look so good right now. And
I don't
then
like that.
You also
I'm not
go
a fan
reach
of that.
into your pocket to get your phone. And then as you pull your phone out, there's $100 in the pocket that you forgot that was in there because you haven't worn these jeans in so long.
I haven't worn the pants in so long. I love all that. I love fitting in the pants. The wagon's popping. I found a Benji in my pocket.
Yep.
That's a good day.
Okay, number 4, Dan. Last and final thought.
Okay, hit me.
You enter the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
And you've received 16 power plays, and you are 1 for 16 while giving up 2 shorties. And I borderline want to count it as 3 shorties because in one game you had a 5-minute major in which you immediately took a fucking penalty, nullifying that 5-minute major, and then gave up a goal 4-on-4.
That's one of the worst things that you could possibly do.
I'd take 50 fucking Zorro sunburns before I ever did that, dude. It has got to be... Bro, the Panthers... We said the Panthers don't need special teams. They kind of did against the Rangers early, but they don't need special teams. They are an incredible 5-on-5 team. But lucky for them, they have good special teams, so it's only going to be a bonus. And you're kind of worried about the Oilers' power play going nuclear. That's it. And, dude, we said it a million times, but, like, fucking shut up about the Oilers reinvented their penalty kill. No, they didn't, dude. Like, since fucking when? They were a middling penalty kill team in the regular season. And maybe they got something on the Panthers. I don't know. But and Dallas too, obviously, because like they smoked Dallas. But bro, it is not acceptable in any country, in any county, in any state laws to be -1 on the fucking 16 power play attempts in the finals.
You are literally, dude. You are -1. Like, think about how fucking crazy that is. Like,
and to start the games, dude, to start both elimination games, Dan. We just shorty in like the first 5 minutes of elimination games.
We trolled in the Dallas Edmonton series. We were like, here are keys to the game, things that they should do. And we were like, if you get a penalty, deny it. Like, pull one of your guys off. Dude, that's like legit what's going on with Florida right now. Like, you are more likely to get scored on. Here we are yet again. You are more likely to get scored on. It's absolutely insane. And
you said, or go on.
No. I mean, it's just like, I wanted to go back to the disaster that is. when you go, we've got a power play, we've got a chance. I mean, you could have nailed in the coffin right then and there in the first period.
At home.
And you just have that. Like, dude, that is the quintessential, you can't turn the puck over here on the power play. What can't you do? In a diamond defense setup, if that high guy is pressuring up high and you try to throw a D-to-D pass, which is on the power play, your defensemen are as spread out as possible on that blue line in that scenario. If that gets picked off, that is the worst turnover you can have when on the power play. And I think Brandon Montour is amazing, but he would be the first to tell you that was a... And he got the breakaway, man, and we were all like, holy shit. Literally, you were like, oh my God, Connor Brown, again, here we go. And I was like, well, Bob, just make a save. It's Connor Brown. And
did he beat him? We were so high for that goal. Did he beat him to the post? I think he did.
It was
or
just,
did it get over the pad?
It was
just beat him to the
just
post?
a forehand, backhand, I believe. And it was like one of those ones where Bob is splayed out in the butterfly and his legs going back, and it just wrapped around his leg. Didn't elevate. He literally beat him on the ice. And I'm like, dude.
Okay. I want to get to that in a second, but I want to say this about the power play, and I know a ton of listeners would probably know this, but just I like talking about stuff like this. When you are on the power play, you have the advantage when you have the puck, and you have to be moving. If you're stagnant, they can get in lanes or whatever, but it's the only times you are scared is when the puck is moving from one of your players to another player. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is it's like, if you kind of get jammed against the wall and you rim it because you're like, I'll rim it all the way to my far D. The sooner the D can get it, or the sooner your other teammate can have the puck on his stick, the better, because then they're moving and you can start finding the seams and using your man advantage.
Yeah.
The Panthers, dude, and look at me chirping fucking NHL guys, top stud NHL guys on the Panthers PP1, but they are just like slow to the puck on the power play. Even when they have it, like it's a possession and they kind of like rim it, and then someone's like shoulder checking and seeing what he's going to do with it. Then he gets it. And by the time he gets it, an Oilers guy's already in his kitchen, and it just makes it harder to take advantage of their movement. Yeah. That play, Dan, to Montour, he was just waiting for it to get to him. And I know he sees the DDD pass, but because he waited so long for it to get to him, when he rips it over, that's why it gets picked. And I'm like, dude, if you just went and got that a half step quicker, then you snap it over before Connor Brown can get his stick in the lane. It was like no jump on that power play. That's the one note I would give them. It's like, yo, get the fucking feet moving, get the puck, and then use your advantage. So that was crazy to watch, dude. I cannot believe that happened.
I agree, man. Listen, they give up that goal, and then watching that first period, they were on the ropes, dude. Florida was on the ropes. Like I was going, pray to God you get out of this period only down one, because you are getting hammered. And they did. And I'm like, okay, you guys had some jitters. Cup's in the building again. Chance at the first Stanley Cup in franchise history. You guys choked in Game 4. You came in here. I thought they were going to be so calm, cool, and collected, and they were not. They had jitters, but I was like, all right, you're fine. And then immediate power play to start the period.
Yeah.
And Zach Hyman gets on the board. 2-0.
Was it? I thought Bush hit that. I guess he tipped it, eh?
Yes. Zach Hyman gets on the board from a bomb. Another McDavid point.
With 1 second left.
Oh, yeah. It was literally the last
We'll
second.
get to Connor, yeah.
So now you're down 2-0. Fucking 3 minutes later, Connor McDavid scores the ugliest goal I've ever seen.
Goal scores goal. Goal scores goal.
You're down 3-0. By the way, that hits me. That hits me with my 40 points. So get fucked, CP. You're gonna have to be wearing a costume working out at Muscle Beach.
And Dan, now it's gonna be 60s in play.
Oh yeah, dude. You're gonna be doing an hour-long workout. You're gonna be doing P90X by the end of this thing, buddy. It's unbelievable. Like this, you are dead. You were deader than
Dude,
dead.
I can't believe it. Like, everybody who's been chirping me, like, imagine betting against Connor, And I didn't hear any of you fucks after Game 2 when the Panthers were fucking piping the Oilers and Connor had 1 point.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is over. Barkov and Forsling and fucking give them a joint Conn Smythe because Connor will never score again. And I'm like, well, he's got fucking 30 points in the last 2 games, you dickheads. So there goes your Conn Smythe award. It's like Connor's going to win it in a loss now.
It has got to the point where I don't think anything can happen where you give the Conn Smythe to anyone but Connor. He has 8 points.
Is he at 42 now?
He has 8 points in the last 2 games. He has 42 points in the playoffs. And like
record 47. Like if he breaks Gretzky's record,
and
he's
I'm
2 away from second all time.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to this in a second. But like the Barkov talk, as far as unless Barkov has a fucking 6-point game in game 6 and they win, like it's not him. And I'll get to this, but it ain't Bob anymore either. So like,
dude,
it's Connor, dude. Like he's gonna win it no matter what.
Dude, so hold on, you're going through the goals. Let me say that unless you want to keep running it down.
No.
As you all know, we have partnered with BetMGM this year, and they need to be your number one stop for all of your gambling endeavors. And we have an insane deal for you, okay? You can go on and you can make a bet from $5 up to $1,500. And if you lose that bet, you get all the money put back in your account. It's incredible. It's a thing of beauty. If you use promo code NETTERS, that's NETTERS, when you sign up, you're going to get those goods. And I have been hammering some empty net bets, and I'm loving the ride. You got to get on board and use this promo code to get involved with BetMGM right now. If you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY from New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona, 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa, 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico, or visit www.1800gambler.net for West Virginia. First bet offer for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. I just want to say this. So 3-0. And multiple times in that rink, Dan, you tweeted this. That is the quietest I have ever heard a building. Not a rink, Dan.
It
not
was
a rink.
bad. It was bad.
Building.
Like,
at one point, I was talking to Merle's, dude, and I was whispering. Can you still hear me when I'm doing that?
Yes.
I was whispering to Merle. I was like, what they need to do on the forecheck. And then I started laughing because I was like, I'm literally whispering because I feel like everyone in this rink can hear me. And that is not an exaggeration, dude.
Truly. Whenever I said anything, trying to be respectful of, there's Panthers fans near us. Like if I'm saying something positive about the Oilers, I didn't want to piss anyone off. I was genuinely whispering because I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to piss anyone off here. I feel like I'm in church. Dude, it was quiet at Rogers too. So like, this is no disrespect, Florida Panthers fans.
Nuts, bro.
It was 2 tenths at Rogers in Game 3. That barn was quiet, but dude, it was crazy. And if there's one thing we always like to show love. We always like to gas up wherever we are. The home fans, the people that work at these facilities. We love you all. It's so amazing to be at these places. I mean that. If there's one piece of advice that I could give, dude, like, what are you guys doing in that barn? It's Game 5. You have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. There's a period where it's, they make it 3-4, which we'll get to. They got the Jumbotron going, and some fucking idiot in row 20 is playing Sudoku.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing? Get a video of like Sean Thornton pounding someone's face in on the Jumbotron. Get a highlight video of Tkachuk scoring a massive goal in OT last year. Like, get this crowd on their feet. Dude, with 7, you guys scored to get it to a 1-goal game right off the bat in that third period. And for the rest of the period, everyone's just sitting down. How was everyone not on their feet watching the end of that fucking game? It was crazy. And I think it's just everyone's tense. But like, dude, it's part of the arena's job. Like whoever's running that Jumbotron, whoever's running those operations, you guys got to get these people pumped up more, get them in the game more. If this goes 7, which it is, you need to make sure that you have the fans buzzing all fucking game long, dude. It honestly, the amount of times where you could just hear the puck going tape to tape because it's just fucking silent was insane.
You're right. It's an NHL problem largely, but specifically right now is when I felt it most prevalently. Because think about an NBA game, Dan. They're defense, like the music's playing. I think about a soccer game, dude. The crowd is singing, chanting all game. That fucking matters to the players. I think fans think you can't really hear us, or they're like, they can't hear us. And I'm like, dude, no, it got me going so much when you're the road team. And it's like, sometimes you get motivation to shut them up. But when you're the road team and the fucking barn is just like pulsing because they're so fired up, it is overwhelming at times. So yeah, I know it's hard when they're down, but that's when they need you the most. That was fucking bonkers, dude. And I was laughing a few times because it was so quiet, and we spent a lot of time with Ty Gretzky, who was so nice and let us hang with him for a bit.
Yep.
And we were obviously that was a heavy Oilers a box because they're all on their Oilers shit. And Dan and I were on the Panthers in that game, but we just weren't saying anything. We're just sitting there minding our business. And there were a few times where like the Panthers would just miss one. I'd be like, oh my God, sorry.
Yeah.
Like I just had it, like I had a loud reaction. And I was like, my bad, because it was so fucking quiet. Everyone could hear me under my breath. But they got to figure that out.
Dude, so to get back to that period, McDavid scores the ugliest goal. That was so unacceptable to let that goal in. And then Matthew Tkachuk lives up to his word, and he gets the boys on the board. Sick goal, sick rip.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here we go. And I'm going to break my own rule here, dude. I thought the officiating in that game was suspect. Like
a couple ones late. I don't even know if you're going to get to that yet, but a couple late ones.
The officiating in that game was suspect. And the slashing call that led to the next Corey Perry power play goal was
told you he would matter.
Pathetic, dude. Like
Yes,
that was
crazy.
just like good
Crazy
D.
playoff call.
Connor goes wide. There's like a little hack towards the hands, and they were like penalty, immediate goal, 4-1.
Yeah.
Erod gets them on the board, gets it to 4-2.
Wasn't that another like 1 second left in that penalty? Or like 10 seconds. I swear to God, I was like, good kill, an energy kill.
It was
and
late.
It was like, bang, goal, get fucked.
Yeah, it was late. Erod then gets them on the board, makes it 4-2. But here's what I got to say. Dude, we have a Bob problem. Official.
Okay, yeah. There's really two things I want to talk about. That's one of them, so go ahead.
That's what I was alluding to earlier when I was like, I'm going to get to this with the Conn Smythe. Dude, if you go back to period 3 of Game 3.
It's 4-1 Panthers coming in.
He's given up 2 goals there in that period.
Mm-hmm.
Then gives up 4 in 2 periods of game 4.
Gives up 5.
Was he with 5?
Yeah, I believe. I'm pretty sure Connor scored on him, Nursey. Nursey lit him for the 5th, and they said, take a walk, dude. Take the hook, Bob.
So that's 2 periods there, 5 goals. And then here, 2 periods, 4 goals. So for some quick math, folks, that's 11 goals in 5 periods, 5 straight periods, one of which he got yanked in. He shut the door in period 3, but if you look at the shots, dude, not a lot going for the Oilers in that 3rd period.
Dude, they had 1 shot through. There was 1 big kill, right? Like that late call on the Panthers. They had I don't know how many shots they got in that, but I think they had like 4 shots all period.
So you officially have a Bob problem, and if I'm the Panthers and if I'm fans, I am worried because, like, we kind of saw him turn back into a pumpkin against Vegas. Like, he had this miracle run, and then
we got long in the tooth, dude, long into the playoffs, a lot of minutes.
In the final, he's losing 20 pounds sweating in these games, and he kind of got long in the tooth and turned into a pumpkin. And now, dude, here we are in the final through 3 games, absolute weapon. But that last period of game 3, couple goals that was like, oh, maybe you want that one back. And then now, dude, like, he's just been lit up like a Christmas tree. 2 games.
Dude, he made that 1-6 save on McLeod with the goalie pulled in game 3. After giving up 2, he made that 1 kick save. Connor hit him, and it was like bang, bang right out front. That's why I was like, he's fine. I know that's like breaks his 2 goals streak, but like he's fine. Then he gets pumped full of lead in game 4. And me, coming into last night, who was so fucking cocky, I was like, dude, it doesn't matter. Bob is actually probably going to be more dialed now that he got yanked. I was guaranteeing a Bob shutout. I was like, 1 goal max.
Yeah.
Bob, unfortunately, is now done. You are done here, dude.
No, dude.
Yes, dude. No, Bob is done here for the rest of the series. I'm not saying the Panthers can't win. In fact, I think they are going to win the series still, but it is going to be
like Bob ain't doing it for him.
5-4 wins.
Yeah.
Like, you have to now go beat the Oilers 5-4, which you can do.
Fuck
but you
me.
are not you are no longer winning a game 2-1. Not happening, dude. Bob is done here. Dude.
Yeah, what really blows is I do genuinely think if you are the Panthers, you need to be playing that way. Like, you need to.
I didn't feel that way till now.
Yeah, like you
even after game 4.
Chris, this is it. We got a beer league game on our hands.
We got a beer league. We're playing beer league.
We're playing beer
league
league.
Again.
Like, this is you're not going in there going 3 goals is enough, dude. You got to score 5.
7.
You got
need 7.
You got to score 5. Like, yeah. I think they legit are going to this game, and you're like, we have to score 5, dude, because this is like, I mean, just the way he's been playing, and Connor's on the board, Hyman's on the board now. It's like, dude, you maybe have to operate now thinking that you need to win this game by scoring a lot of goals, And that has just not been the case in this series yet for them. So that's a crazy shift. Crazy shift.
I think you said it earlier. I think it would take a Bob shutout or a high save 1-goal game to get Conn Smythe back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like if the Panthers win the next game 5-4, Oilers have 25 shots, score 4 fucking goals. I'm not like, oh, Bob, here you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No. Oh my God,
like,
no. You're
like
right.
Connor,
No.
here you go with your 45 fucking points in a loss.
It needs to literally be a shutout or a 1-goal, 35+ save performance. Otherwise, it's Connor's.
Now, if you're the Panthers, Dan, and the Panthers fans, speaking to you, here's the good news. The Panthers played tight as shit in Game 4. It was humiliating. We already talked about it. They came out today, Matty Tkachuk doing his Messier. Like, I felt like they were going to be fine. I thought they were going to be absolutely ripping around the rink to start the game. I was wrong. They looked tense still. They looked lazy on the peeps. They gave up a shorty, gave up a bunch of quick goals in the second, and the life was out of the building. And they had a horrible first end. Like, they got 6 shots in the first period or something. Like, they just were not in the game again. Once it went 4-1, they went like visibly, Dan. The second it went 4-1, the players were like, wow, we're getting murdered again. I can't believe this. And they actually loosened up. They stopped because they were like, this game is over. We're fucking clowns. And then they just started playing again.
Yeah, I agree.
And dude, they dominated. Whenever that was, from like call it 10 in the second on, they dominated the rest of that game. That was a bloodbath. I literally can't believe they didn't tie that game. They were fucking all over Edmonton the whole time. But it's because they were playing loose for the first time since Game 3.
Yeah.
And if I'm Paul, I literally just show them that last 30 minutes and go, boys, like you are so much better when you just fucking chill the fuck out. And I know it's hard to chill out when the cup's there and all that shit.
Yeah.
But dude, that's the way they have to play. And my last part about this is for the first time since the end of Game 3, the pressure has now switched sides because Florida,
I think so.
The last few games had all the pressure. Now Edmonton is the team that's like, holy shit, we're doing it. We're back home. We got to win this one.
Yeah.
We win this one. We force Game 7. It's the greatest series of all time. Like they are, because they were playing the most carefree hockey ever the last 2 games. Yeah. The pressure's not off Florida. You know, it's not like completely off them, but for the first time since Game 3, there's pressure on Edmonton too.
Okay.
Where there was none the last couple games.
Agree with that totally. Like there was zero pressure on Edmonton in this game. Zero. And now there is. Now they're going back home. Connor's awake, and it's kind of like, oh, dude, like we're back on home ice. This place is going to be out of control. Like we got to get something done here. That is absolutely true. But yeah, you're right. After the Erod goal, I thought they finished that second period so strong. I thought they were going to score. Honestly, I was like, they're going to get it to 1 at the end of this period. They don't. And then period 3 starts, immediate OEL goal. And I was like, oh, dude, I thought they had it.
I thought they were going to win in regulation.
I
was
thought
like, they're going to win in regulation.
I thought it was going to be one of the craziest, Stanley Cup clinching games ever. In that it's like you were down 3-0, and then you score, and then you're down 4-1. But they were like, deep breath, get it together. I thought they were going to pull it together there, and then shout out to Edmonton. They just played hard, dude. They didn't get a lot of shots on net, but they just contained. Stewie made some big saves, and then. We got our empty net bet. That's great.
Oh, buddy.
Kachuk, dude, makes such a sick play, keeping that puck out, only to have it go right to Connor. And then, like, all Kachuk's teammates are just fucking standing around, like, and Kachuk's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? That was brutal.
Dude, there's so many fucking weirdly mean responses to that video of
I know, dude.
That's how you watch TV when you're at the game. Fucking wasted seats on you. I was like, I can't see. There's a million fucking people standing in front of me in here.
Dude, I replied to that guy. I was like, dude, first of all, we're watching on the ice, but there's 1,000 people in front of us, and there's a TV in here, so you can watch the fucking replay.
Just trying to show you guys.
Shut the fuck up, loser! Like Jesus Christ, some of these fucking people.
It was like,
and
then,
dude,
the guy like, we're just $1,000 the other night. I was like, what, dude? It's like I'm rich. I was just fucking having fun.
Yeah,
Jesus
like
Christ.
some guys like, I don't even. I fucking hate this podcast so much. I had a bigger bet than you, and I was like, cool, dude. Okay. 6-story, you fucking idiot.
But dude, that was wild. I didn't even see it go in, dude, because I was so shocked that Matty made that play. I was like, oh my god,
insane. So huge win for the Oilers. There's one more call that I want to talk about.
Okay,
the embellishment call on Tkachuk.
Oh yeah, fuck. I like the call, to be honest with you. I like the stock.
I don't know how I feel about it because,
You mean the rule, though, right?
yeah, like,
Yeah.
do I think Matthew Tkachuk sold that a bit? Yes, I do. I also think he toe-picked a little bit and made it look worse than his. Like, I think he got hung up and he maybe could have battled and not gone down, but he was like, I'm getting tripped. I'm going to go down. And he toe-picked and it made it look more like it makes him go like this. But he does embellish. He does. It's just such a tough call for me because I'm like, if there's a penalty, it's tough to negate it with embellishment. But I like it because let's get rid of embellishment. Let's have guys stop
it's
fucking
not like
diving.
It's not like they go. We've just deleted the trip. It's now just the Panthers PK for the dive. It's like, bro, it's a trip. Go to the box. Also, you sold that. Go to the box. That's why I like it. It's a fair call.
It is. Yeah, it's good. It's tough when it's especially in that scenario where like the power plays were, I think, lopsided a little bit, and I'm like, oof, dude, that is brutal. That they were. It was like, oh shit, they just got one. Yeah, like the Panthers had 3 power plays. Oilers had 5.
Yep.
And it was just tough in that with all that momentum. Tkachuk was making a great play in the zone, and he clearly gets tripped. And I was like, wow, great play. And this is huge. Like, you got a power play. You guys can maybe finally get one. And then they were like, nope, no power play embellishment. I was like,
and dude, the 4-on-4, just like the Panthers 5-on-5, especially the end of that game, has been the Panthers want to play 5-on-5 the rest of this series, obviously.
Oh my God.
But it's like the 4-on-4 isn't helping them. The fucking 5-on-4 Oilers way isn't helping them, and 5-on-4 their way isn't even helping them. So it's like that and the later call, which I can't remember what it was, but the Panthers took another power penalty late.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 minutes, dude, of just time off the clock when they couldn't continue the sustained pressure they had.
Yeah.
So that's a killer. This will be, bro, this went from like such a laugher, and I'm pissed, dude, because so many Oilers fans were giving me a hard time for being like, you hate the Oilers. And I was like, I don't hate the Oilers, dude. I just picked them correctly against the Kings. I picked them against the Canucks, and then I picked them horribly incorrectly against Dallas. And I'm sorry. But they were giving me a hard time. They're like, you picked against us in the finals again. And I'm like, yeah, and you're down 3-0. I was exactly right. Yeah. I fucking said you were going to get buried, and you're getting buried. And now I'm the asshole again because it's going 7. And they're like, see? And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They were up 3-0. But, Dan, if they fucking pull this off in my eyeball, it is one of the great choke jobs and perseverance comebacks of all time. Like, I'm talking not just in the Stanley Cup, I'm talking any cross sport, like Connor McDavid being down 3-0 to a juggernaut best team in the league.
Having over 40 points in the playoffs. Like, in what world?
Reverse sweeping while he sets the playoff points record. Like, we are talking all-time Pantheon shit with this.
In what world does this not go down as the greatest finals of in NHL history?
Yep.
Down 3-0, Connor McDavid leads the Oilers back to a Stanley Cup victory with 4 straight wins, getting over 40 points in the playoff. Like, this will go to people being like, oh, what a boring finals too. Nope, that was the greatest finals of all time. I can't believe what Florida has done here. I cannot believe it.
Yep.
Florida ruined a vacation for me.
Yeah, they sure did, dude. I'm so sorry.
I was
and me too, by the way.
Don't make this about you.
Mine got killed.
Don't make this about you.
Mine got killed earlier. Yours was still on the table, and this was a fucking nightmare.
I had a European vacation booked.
It's flying tonight.
If this team could have taken care of business, I was supposed to fly tonight. I was supposed to get on a plane tonight and go on a lovely trip with my loved ones, with the people I love most on this earth. And now I can't. Because of what's going on. Because of Connor McDavid, dude. Connor McDavid
that's what happens.
Is the biggest piece of shit on earth, dude. He is my fucking mortal enemy.
He's your father now. He's your father now.
And now,
he's your father.
Connor, I dubbed him Father Connor, dude. What have I done to myself?
Dude, how did we not think about Valhalla? Like, this was obviously
It's literally Valhalla. Like, he's riding them to the gates, shiny and chrome, dude. And I will tell you this. Connor McDavid, you are fucking paying for my vacation. I am going to make Connor fly me to Europe because of this. He has ripped this vacation out of my soul. And congrats, dude. You're now going to win the greatest Stanley Cup of all time, and you're also going to buy me a vacation. That's how this works.
The least you could do.
You owe me a vacation, Connor, and that's fair. That's totally fair. So
we're going 7, right?
That was what I was going to say. We're going to close this out by saying this is obviously going 7.
It has to.
No, this is
yeah.
obviously going 7. And we're going to clip this right now, Red, because I'm telling you right now, Connor is out of control. He is an alien. He has found that next level. So far, the Panthers have no answer to it. Bob has potentially turned back into a pumpkin. Connor McDavid is Father Connor. He is bringing the boys to Valhalla.
Yep.
Shiny and chrome, awaited. It's happening. Game 7 back here in Florida. Book it.
Wow, dude. You got me fired up. Last year was an incredible experience for us. Our first coverage of the Cup, being there in the mixer, but it was largely a bloodbath.
Yep.
Seeing a Game 7 with Connor McDavid would be pretty special. So let's see what happens. And what's crazy is the Panthers could just fucking play loose in Game 6 and pummel them. And I'm like, oh, well, never mind. But it just feels right now, dude, like it's destiny. We got to go 7.
Yeah. Well, as you can hear, we're both noodled. I need to drink some tea or something so I can get back on the sticks for you guys. But that's it. Checking out here in Florida after Game 5. Huge win for the Oilers. Headed back to Edmonton for Game 6. And until we see you then,
skate hard.